The modern mind exists within a ceaseless barrage of notifications, auto-playing loops, and infinite scrolls. And then there is silence. For most of human history, emptiness was a daily condition. People stared out of windows. They waited in lines. They sat with nothing but the rhythm of their own breathing, primary catalyst for human imagination. Today, a slight pause triggers an involuntary reflex. A hand reaches into a pocket, a screen illuminates, and the solitary moment is instantly occupied. Neural networks require these idle states. The brain relies on low stimulation to consolidate memories, process complex information, and recalibrate its cognitive baseline. When the idle state is removed, the mind remains locked in a permanent loop of consumption. It processes the thoughts of others for hours, never allowing the internal space required to generate its own. We have systematically dismantled a structural requirement of the human cognitive architecture. Modern digital platforms are highly optimized engines engaged in an aggressive competition for your attention. Every infinite scroll and notification triggers a precise chemical hit. Systems map vulnerabilities to ensure a continuous dopamine spike. This inflates the brain's chemical baseline. When the feed stops, activity crashes below its starting point, making normal reality feel excruciatingly slow. The body physically reacts. Waiting in traffic or sitting in a quiet room manifests as a distinct, restless discomfort. Silence becomes a state to be avoided. As the brain adapts to rapid-fire stimulation, the capacity to sustain focus deteriorates. The ability to read a long text or engage in deep thought fractures under the constant demand for the next hit. Focus shifts away from the specific content on the screen to the state of mind the screen is helping you escape. Constant stimulation serves to suppress the self-confrontation that occurs when we are left alone with our own thoughts. There is a quiet, reflective territory inside the mind. Surrounding it is the loud, algorithmic machinery of the external world. Tech platforms identified these empty moments and extracted them, turning solitary time into the world's most profitable hidden resource. When content fills the commute, the meal, and the moments before sleep, the mind loses the territory it needs to exist independently. This continuous noise drowns out the internal voice. It limits the capacity to interrogate your own purpose or to question the reality around you. Instead of generating organic answers from lived experience, the brain begins to passively accept the conclusions synthesized for it by an algorithm. Humanity has traded its inner, sovereign space for the temporary comfort of endless external noise. Generation Alpha is maturing into a society that never pauses. They are the first humans who may never experience a baseline of sustained mental stillness. They are stepping into a digital landscape where infinite, artificially generated content completely isolates the developing human mind. These systems anticipate psychological needs in real time. They deliver stimulation before the sensation of boredom can even register. When every moment of idle time is filled by external algorithms, the human capacity to generate original thought begins to atrophy from lack of use. Boredom serves as a prerequisite for self-awareness. It provides the psychological clearance needed for deep thought and the raw, unprompted creativity required to build the world. Remaining still beside a window, detached from technology, becomes a definitive act of autonomy against the architecture of engagement. In a world optimized for total capture, unsimulated silence will be the most deeply human experience left. Subscribe to Codex Aurum for further perspective on the mechanics of our modern reality.